Guten Tag, my friends. Guten Tag. Hello. Welcome back to another live stream. It is the match day two deadline, and we are an hour and a half away from greatness because match day two cannot be worse than match day one was. How are we all? How is everyone getting on? Milan Extra. Hello. How are we? Only Truth. Yes, Messi would be a fantastic pick for match day two. Savio, hello. Asma, hello. Sparta, hello. What are your thoughts on De Kuiper? Will Tedesco admit his mistake and start him this time? Do you know, I thought it would have been nailed for match day one, and then match day two would have probably been the week where he might get rested, because I think Thiat is going to be fully fit. He can play at left back. Witsel looks like he's going to be back. He can play at centre back. So, I think Vertonghen might be another match day. I believe the coach said it would be after Romania for him. So I don't know. It's all up in the air. I've not seen any news on who the Belgium defence could be this week, so I think I would just I would just leave it out, I think. But I do think Fass is pretty nailed on, so I would probably just go there instead. Wildcard time it is. I actually activated my wildcard about 3 days ago. I was so set on the wildcard 2 strategy that I started making my wildcard team about 3 days ago, so that is active. Playing robots, hello. I'm also praying for a better match day because, as you can see above me, I'm ranked 2 million right now, and there's only 3 million players in the game, so match day 1 was not a very nice one whatsoever. Shamir, hey. Jedi, hello. Mr. Freedy, I'm using the wild card. I think today I'm just going to do basically the same thing we done last week. Thankfully, right now I'm more happy with my team than I was in last week's deadline stream. So I don't think I'll be making too many changes. There is a couple players that I would like to get in, so there could be some last minute changes. But right now, again, this full 11, this full 15 even, I'm pretty happy with. And obviously we get the Croatia lineups in half an hour as well. So if there's any big misses like for Stanisic or Sotalo, then obviously we'll have to make some moves, but hopefully everything's alright. Milan Extra says 1 6.5 midfielder on a wild card. Will you go for Meyer, Sabitzer or Baumgartner? So all three of them are on my short list, and they're probably three players I would consider putting in. I think the one I really feel like I'm missing out on would be Meyer though, so if I had to pick one it would be him. Because I would really like to get a Croatia attacker. Mainly because I want to get someone for this game in an hour that's not a defender. So if I was to pick one, it would be Meyer there. I would pick Sabitzer over Baumgartner as well, if that makes any difference. I think Sabitzer could do quite well. I did Saka instead of Bruno since he played very defensive. I guess that's fair enough. The only thing with that is I think Bruno has a much easier fixture than Saka does in matchday 2. I definitely did chip, but which one should I best pick? Kobe, I would go for the wild card. I think that is just a bit better this game week. Jack, hello. Yusuf gets 66 points. That is pretty good, considering most people were lucky to get half of that this week. 66 is definitely a very good start. Volumes away, let me see. Is that a bit better? Possibly. Don't know if that... Maybe this way. Is that better? Maybe a bit louder. What about Dovbyk can get dropped for Yaramchuk? I doubt it, to be honest. I'm very confident that Dovbyk does well, but if anything, he is probably the striker I would get rid of. Again, there's likes of Havertz at the same price, who I'm quite interested in, so that could always be an option. Either taking out Gundogan or Wirtz, getting Havertz in, and then I could go for one of the midfielders that I want. So we'll see. John, hello. Do you think your bias is making you go against England defenders, because Guéhi at 4.5 with 8 ball recoveries is surely a steal. I mean, I've put Gahey on my short list now. I definitely don't think my bias is making me go against England defenders, because I was close to going with Trent last week. Gahey was never really one that I was interested in. Obviously had a really good match day one, but that's what I said to one of the comments as well. I was like, is Serbia, like, I thought Serbia were going to score. I thought it was pretty nailed on with the England defence that was put out. I thought Serbia would definitely score. And I'm saying the same again this week. I think Denmark will score, but we'll never know, I suppose. England aren't too high on the clean sheet odds this week as well, so we'll see. It is definitely one that could be an option, but I think with the defenders I've got right now, I just prefer a bit more to Gahey. Is Vlahovic a shout? I would rather go Mitrovic. I believe he's on the penalties instead, Shamir. Scared of rotation for match day 3. I don't think there's going to be too much rotation, and if there is, I'm sure we'll get news before it. Like the Italy teams are coming out very early. Obviously we get the lineups for Germany. We get the lineups for 4 teams, and that's going to be all the Group A teams as well. And I don't really know, with the amount of upsets as well so far, who's really going to be qualified. Plus, everyone needs to go for first place because of the third place teams. -4 or a wild card have no England, 2 Portugal, 3 Belgium, Mbappe, Chakovetsi, and double Italian defence. Well, really, from what you've put, it looks like it's only really Mbappe, and you could probably keep one of the Italian defenders if you wanted to keep the wild card. So it's up to you. I prefer using the wild card, but I set my team up in match day 1 to use the wild card. So it depends what your team's looking like. Would I rather sell Eriksen or Trossard? See, I'd pick Trossard because Eriksen's on the penalties, and you never know. Like, obviously England could easily just have a random handball and concede a penalty. But Trossard's obviously got a much easier fixture. It's a bit. I'm not sure. Does anyone else in the chat have an idea? Who would you pick out of Eriksen and Trossard for match day 2? Thoughts on Giroud for Mbappe? I think there's probably better strikers, I think, for match day 2. Plus, Thuram could easily play at striker. Kolo Muani could end up playing at striker. I don't think Giroud's nailed on to start. Is Mbappe 100% out? It looks like it. He's, from what I'm seeing, he's definitely at least missing match day 2. Couple reports saying he'll miss the group stage and will be back for the knockouts with a mask. I wouldn't touch him. What's still making you lean towards Mittelstadt captain over Gundo or Wirtz? I just think the ceiling's a lot higher for Mittelstadt. Obviously, he can still get an attack and return, the same as the other two can, and obviously he's got the clean sheet points as well. So it's a bit more risky this week, considering that there's only 4 captaincy days rather than the 5. So I don't know. I think if I was to pick one this week, I would go for Gundogan if I was to pick between Wirtz or Gundogan. Because obviously Wirtz got the early sub, and I do quite like Gundogan as an option. I think he still got 5 points last week. Obviously, if he got the penalty, everyone would have Gundogan in their team. I think that's just something. Obviously, Gundogan would have probably ended up getting man of the match as well if he took that penalty and scored it. So you're talking an easily double-digit pointer, a double-digit haul, and everyone would have him in their team. Right now, all you're seeing is people with Wirtz and Musiala. I've used my 2 transfers but still have Mbappe. Would it be an issue to keep him until match day 3? I think in the group stage I would just get rid for the -4. Unless obviously you want to use a chip, but I would just get rid for the -4. Because we don't know if he is going to be back for match day 3 as well. So I would just get rid of him and go for someone else. Because chances are you're only really taking a -2 anyway, because Mbappe's not going to play. Whoever you bring in is going to at least get 2 points unless they get subbed really early. So it's really only a -2. Juranovic and Perisic start. Has the lineups come out? If they have, let's see. Doesn't look like it so far. Nah, I don't think we've got any Croatia lineups just yet. Sudakov or Baumgartner. See if I would go for Sabitzer. I think Sabitzer is a better option than Baumgartner is. So I would go for Sabitzer. Thoughts on Schick? So this is what I was looking here at. So yesterday, I have a Czech football account which I was following, and he doesn't seem to think that Schick's a very good option. There you go. So should have been the other way around. Wasted 60 minutes from Schick. So he doesn't actually think that Schick should have started in the last game. Obviously, he's not really had too many minutes this season for Leverkusen. So, you know, there's someone else with the same thoughts. So I probably wouldn't go for Schick. I just think he seems a bit off this season anyway. So I would probably, maybe even like Kukta could be a better option. I think he might be a bit cheaper as well if you wanted to go for a Czech Republic striker. Do I think Czech will start against Denmark? I think he looks pretty likely to, yeah. Going for Vardiol captain. Nice. I like that. That could be massive if he does well. A good striker punt for this week. Let me show you my shortlist. So, if I had to pick one, so in terms of punts, it would have to be one of these four, I think. Whether either Mbolo, Sesko, Mitrovic, or Havertz. I quite like Mbolo, as much as it pains me to say that. I do quite like Mbolo as an option. If not, Sesko obviously looked really, really good. If any of you watched the Slovenia game, he, I think, hit the post twice. And if they're playing against Serbia in the next match, so he could be a decent one. Griezmann on penalties for Mbappe. I think so. I'm not too sure on who exactly it'll be, but I think it should be Griezmann. What do I think of Xhaka and Musiala instead of Gundogan and Wirtz? It depends how much you want to like split your team up. If you want to have the double Germany, obviously you would go for the other version, but Xhaka and Musiala could be a decent one. Again, it's kind of 50-50. Like, all four of them are good picks. There's not really too much you can go off of other than that. Did I use my chips? Yeah, I'm using the wild card this week. Savio, I am also having struggles with fan team. I've got a team on Bet365 and I can't get into it, and I don't think I'm going to be able to make my changes, unfortunately. So yeah, I think the whole thing is down. If you were to change one of your midfielders to Meyer, who would it be? It would probably be one of the Germans. Because I need Bellingham, basically, for the captaincy on the second day. I guess it would probably be Wirtz. If I was to move Wirtz on and get Meyer instead. I would have $1 million left, and that would let me get Vardiol in for one of these guys. I guess Stanisic. If it wants to let me, there we go. And then I'd have another 0.5 million to make an upgrade somewhere. I don't really think I'd need it, in all honesty. 4.5 goalkeeper. I feel like it's nice having a team that you actually quite like. I feel like that doesn't happen anymore. Well, at least it didn't happen on matchday 1. Any love for Vargas? I do like Vargas. He is just a huge punt. And is he a midfielder? I think he might be a midfielder. Vargas looked really good in the other games. Vargas, he's a midfielder, 6 million midfielder. I do quite like him. Would I go for an Austrian defender like Mwene? Probably not, just because it's one of those ones where they could be on the list of decent options, but I just think like when you're only picking 5, I probably wouldn't pick one. How are the ball recoveries for that? I can't go into it in here. That's annoying. So I can go into my phone and see, because if you scroll across here, you can see the ball recoveries, but they don't seem to want to show it on this, which is frustrating. So what did Mwene get? 11 ball recoveries in matchday 1. Wow. Danzo, he was the one I had in the ball recoveries video. He picked up 3. I think there is probably just a bit better options. Am I going to watch Scotland outside today, mate? I think I am going out for it. Yeah, hopefully a better result this time. I was so close with the last result as well. I went for 3-0 Scotland, and I was so close to the right result. Raging. Obviously, there was a 4-goal difference. There was only a 3-goal difference. So close. So, it's going to be, I don't know. I'm going to go for 2-1 Scotland today. I actually think it's going to be a draw. I went for 0-0 on my score predictor, but we'll see. Hopefully a better result today. .365 is back up. I don't want to go into it in here because I don't think you're actually allowed to show betting websites on livestream or YouTube. Pongracic, Gahey or Schär? I wouldn't go for Schär. If Pongracic is starting, I'd go Pongracic. If not, I think Gahey's the better option, Andy. It was you who reminded me on the effectiveness of Dennis Mann. 8 points, including 2 assists and a deflected shot on target, coming up against the makeshift Belgium defence. Huge enabler. I know. Do you know? I spoke quite a bit about the Romanian players, and obviously didn't touch them myself because I didn't think they would be that great. Obviously, Dragusin was in there. If you watched the friendlies video, you'd know more about it. But Dragusin was a really good one for ball recoveries from the friendlies video. Ended up doing really well. Whereas Banku as well, 7-pointer. He was one I'd tweeted about before the tournament started. 5 ball recoveries. Who else was there? Obviously Dennis Mann was really good as well. Stianku was obviously the main one there. I think Stianku picked up man of the match, didn't he? Yeah, I didn't really speak about him, so I can't really take credit for that one. I can't take credit for any of them because I never went for them and never pushed them. But man at 5 million was a really good one. But again, a striker spot that a lot of people wouldn't want to be taking up. What's the hype with Meyer? Basically, done really well in the friendlies, so he looks like a really good option, and obviously playing against Albania. Vargas goal and assist against Scotland. You heard it here first. I hope not. I do hope not. Why Ronaldo and not Kane? Ronaldo's got a much better fixture against Turkey than Kane against Denmark. So happy to do that. No French players. I don't want to go for French against Holland. I'm mainly just trying to get the best possible players with fixtures in here. And I'd rather not go for French players against Holland. Am I taking Verts out? I don't think so. I think I'm going to keep him for now. Could always, like, if I was to take a midfielder out, he would be the one that did come out. After that defensive performance against Spain, don't you think Vardy will play as a centre-back and not as a full-back? I mean, I guess we'll find out in 8 minutes' time, and we'll see. If so, then I probably won't pick Vardy and go for the two that I've got. Thoughts on Schick instead of Dovbyk? I don't really like Schick as an option, to be honest. I don't know if he actually plays because he's been so poor recently. Croatia lineup's out. Right, Stanisic has been benched, I've been told, so that's fine. We're going to have to make a couple changes. Let's see. Livakovic, Vardiol, Satalo. Pongracic is on the bench as well. Budimir's on the bench. Interesting. So who's playing centre-back? So it will be Vardiol and... Is that right? Juranovic at right back. Vardiol, Satalo. Who's playing left back? Am I missing something? Livakovic. So Petkovic up front. Perisic starts. Kramaric, Maya. So a 4-2-3-1? No, because they've still got Brozovic. Is that 3 at the back? I'm so confused on what this team is. Vardiol, Sotalo, Juranovic. They've got Maya, Kovacic, Brozovic, Modric, Perisic, Kramaric. Does anyone know what this team is? I'm so confused. Is Perisic playing left back? Perisic left back? Wow. Interesting. Futmob says Perisic is left back. Perisic, Vardiol, Sotalo, Juranovic. So 4-3-3 with Perisic at left back. Didn't expect to see that. So Mayer's playing right wing, as expected. So what are we thinking then? How do we feel about that? I don't think Perisic is an option. I wouldn't go for him at left back, considering he's a midfielder in the game, so you're not going to get clean sheet points. Now, by the way, Juranovic can take penalties. I don't think he will, but he can, so it is just something to consider. How much is Juranovic? I don't think he's cheap. 5 mil. Thoughts on Kramaric? Is he a striker? Yeah, I probably wouldn't touch Kramaric. See, I don't... Is the fact that Perisic is going to be playing as a left back make it like less likely to keep a clean sheet? Or am I just talking shit? Juranovic is on penalties for Union Berlin, that's why I'm saying that. But yeah. I definitely would go for Sotalo if anyone is looking for a Croatian defender, because his ball recoveries were really nice in matchday 1, and over the friendlies they were really good as well. So 6 ball recoveries in matchday 1, he will definitely be there. Why no Havertz? I've already got the triple up in Germany. I kind of want Dovbyk as my captain for day 3. Broja bench for Albania as well. Wow. So who's playing? So it's Vardiol, Satalo, Juranovic, and Perisic, right? Perisic is a 6.5 mid. So that's, I wouldn't go for him at left back. Maybe don't risk it with two Croatian defenders with Perisic left back. That's exactly what I'm thinking. It's a tough one. Because obviously with Perisic being the left back, it's going to be a lot more attacking. So they're going to keep the clean sheet. Somar and Sotalo or Livakovic and Shar. I'd go for Somar and Sotalo. Right. So what defender do I want instead then? Let me have a look at the shortlist. So Pongracic is coming out of here because he is not playing. 5 million. Castagna can't have because I've already got the triple up. Stanisic is coming out because he ain't playing. Yeah, I'm tempted by Kufal. Kufal, I've already got these guys, so I'll stick them in green because I don't need to worry about them. Can't get Castagna, so the only other one at 5 million I'm interested in is going to be Kufal. Unless I upgraded, could go for Trent, could downgrade to Gehi. Abisher or Vargas? I'd probably go for Vargas. I don't think Abisher obviously done really well on matchday 1, but is he gonna do that again? I think I go for Vargas. If I had to choose between Brozovic and Saloy, that's 2 players I've not even considered. Probably Brozovic then. Saloy against Germany is probably not going to do anything. Who's the best captain on June 21st? I'm pretty sure that is the day. Yeah, I think it's Dovbyk personally. I know a lot of other people will think differently. Maybe Sabitzer, Baumgartner, popular options, and even the likes of Griezmann if you wanted to go that way. Mayer or Kante? I'd go for Mayer. John, hey, good to have you. I'm also hoping Scotland do better tonight, massively. Posh at 4.5. Do I want? I don't know if I'm really feeling an Austrian defender. How was Posh for ball recoveries? Seven. So the Austrian defenders are decent for ball recoveries, but obviously you want the clean sheet as well. Trent or Cancelo? I'd probably go Cancelo. Foden or Bellingham? Bellingham. I'm going to go for the Croatian keeper, so who to keep out of Pence and Stanek. I'd probably keep Pence because Stanek was awful last night. And I wouldn't be surprised if he gets switched because he was absolutely shocking last night. Saka to Bruno making Vardiol to Stanisic available. Stanisic isn't playing, unfortunately, so I would probably go for Sotalo instead. And Saka to Bruno, I think, looks like a good move. Who would I pick as a captain, Gundogan or Havertz? Probably Havertz. But it's the first day, obviously you can gamble on that one. Right, this is starting to annoy me now because I don't know who I want. I was so content with my team, now I have to change it. See what everyone else is saying. So we've got someone putting Juranovic in. Is anyone else going for Juranovic? Entice Design is going for Juranovic and Sotalo. I'm kind of tempted, you know. I think no one's going to have Juranovic. That's going to be a massive, massive differential. Also, huge shout out to everyone watching right now because that's 113 viewers, and I was fully expecting this to be quite a quiet stream because it's literally the middle of the afternoon on a Wednesday. So, thank you to everyone who's watching right now. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. You'll get a wee notification that pops up just above my head. So no Kane, you reckon? I think there's just better. It depends if you like the strikers or if you like the midfielders more. Because I think Kane and Bellingham are basically like on par with each other, based on match day 1. So it depends if you want an extra striker, if you want another midfielder. Dovbyk to Mitrovic, Stanisic to Vardiol or Trent. How much is Mitrovic? 6.5? 7? I think he's 7. Seven. No, I can upgrade. Or I just go for Juranovic. Vardiol or Meyer? I'd probably go Meyer. Meyer, Sabitzer, Meyer. For me, I would go for Meyer. I think he just looks probably one of the better 6.5 mids. Going for Vardiol. Bruno or De Bruyne? Probably De Bruyne. Use the Belgium funds another way. See, I think I prefer De Bruyne to even Lukaku this week. I know he didn't look amazing in match day 1, but I think the Romanian defence is going to be very on Lukaku. And it could be one of those games where De Bruyne just has to kind of take control. I don't think I would really move these 3 though, to be fair. If I was to free up funds somewhere, probably would be maybe moving Verts down to a 6.5. Do we think Akanji's better than a Croatian defender? I would say so. His ball recoveries are just well good, and I think even if he doesn't keep a clean sheet, he's still going to get a lot of points. For example, match day 1. What do I think of Maya captain? Big differential, and obviously you can risk it, so I think that's a good move. Should I take out Mittelstadt to get Musiala, Wirtz and Havertz? I wouldn't. I think Mittelstadt's got to be the first name on like every single team sheet. Sell Shaqiri or Ericsson. See, I've not heard any news on what's happening with Shaqiri. I think he plays because he didn't play last week. So, if you want to gamble on it, I would sell Ericsson. Why not Vardiol? Just because he's playing centre back. I could get Vardiol. Obviously, he's very unlikely to now get an attacking return, which he would have been pretty decent for, playing as the left back. But if I was to get him, then I need to free up 0.5 somewhere. And that means I'd need to get rid of Wirtz down to 6.5. If I had the budget, would I upgrade Meyer to Modric? Probably not. I think Meyer's probably the best one for Croatia, midfield wise. Best 4 million defender, it would be Wout Fass, that's not Mittelstadt. So what I meant is if you pick Saka over Bruno, you get the 0.5 to play Vardiol over Stanisic. I would just go for Sotalo. I think Bruno's a better option than Saka is. So I would just go for Sotalo over Vardiol. Reckon Juranovic gets the full 90? Let's have a look, because I want to have a look at Croatia's games and see the ones that Juranovic has played in. So he didn't play this match. Did he play in the friendly against Portugal? He didn't. Nor did he come on. Macedonia. So here's where this is why I like Meyer so much. So he played the full 90 against North Macedonia. I think the fact that Stanisic played the full 90 in match day 1 means it could be a good chance that Juranovic does too. How do you get on? No shots. Chances created? No chances created. He didn't play that match. But they're all playing 90 minutes. Like, whichever one plays, it's a 90-minute match. Juranovic again, 90 minutes. 1 chance created, no shots. Who's a better pick for Switzerland, Dua or Vargas? I'd go for Vargas because I don't know if Dua starts with Mbolo back. Take on Budimir instead of Dovbyk. Budimir's not starting, unfortunately, so I probably wouldn't pick him. Griezmann or Lukaku? I'd go Lukaku. Griezmann or Dovbyk? I'd go Dovbyk. Am I getting rid of Vardiol? I never had him in the first place. I just don't know if I want to get him in or not. Spartans, hey. I'm not playing the Euro game, but just checking how you're doing. All set for La Suisse? I am, yes. Hopefully it's a better result today. Because it needs to be. If we lose this game, then it's an even worse goal difference, and there's essentially no chance of us going through. So a draw, even a draw, I would accept a draw. But just happy to be here at the end of the day. Score prediction for the Scotland game. I'm going over 1 each. Going for 1 each. Yeah, if anyone wants teams rated, just tag me on Twitter. Or just put it in one of the comments sections. I'll get it in the notifications anyway. I've got the wild card activated. I'm really struggling though. I really don't know who I want to have in defence here. I don't think I really like Juranovic as much. He doesn't seem that attacking. I didn't mean to put him in. Where am I from? I'm from Glasgow. I think Griezmann without the Ninja Turtle will do well. I agree. It's just the fact that they're playing Netherlands. I think Griezmann could be a really good pick for matchday 3 though. What do I think about Trent? I think he'd be a decent option. I think he starts. Trossard or De Bruyne? It's got to be De Bruyne. What about a Swiss defender instead of a Croatian defender? I've already got a Kanji, so I don't think I would double up. Dovbyk and Saka or Yamal and Modric? I go for Dovbyk and Saka. I don't really like Yamal against Italy. Thank you, Spartans. Don't worry, I moved on from Germany after like an hour. Right, okay, let's look at some Twitter teams. Right, Hugo's team. I like that a lot. It looks kind of like what I would go for if I was not going for the exact team that I've got. Yeah, I personally would go for Sabitzer over Baumgartner. That's just a personal thing. But the rest looks great. No complaints about the rest. 4.5 million in the bank. Wild card. Havertz, Dovbyk, Lukaku. I think if you get 4.5 in the bank, I would go for a Kanji over Shar, because I'm not sure. Like, Shar was never nailed before the tournament started. Obviously, played matchday 1, but I would go for a Kanji. You know he's gonna play, and he's better for ball recoveries. The rest looks fantastic. See, for a team that's cheap, that looks brilliant. Like that one a lot. Theo Hernandez maybe could come out as well. I think Holland probably score against France. Other than that, looks fantastic. FPL Aiden. Another really nice team. I'm trying to kind of like compare these to mine to see if I want to take some inspiration. So you've got Maier and Havertz instead of Dovbyk and Gundogan, and then you've got Vardiol and Gehi instead of my 2 Croatians. Nice. Jerry, Gareth. Stones. Would you not prefer Gehi instead of Stones? Obviously, ball recoveries and he's cheaper. Depends, I guess. The rest looks fantastic. I've seen a lot of people now with Maier and Baumgartner as their 2. I'm guessing this is a wildcard team. Loving the three Portuguese. Loving the goalkeepers. Everything else looks great. The only thing I would say, would be probably I would personally go for Gehi over Stones, but yeah, love it. Let me like these so I know which ones I've done. Team rating. So we've got Rakovic and Pence. Okay. Do you know, I just realised that I've still got Stanek in my team as well. I might take him out for Rakovic. Vardiel Sotalo, defence looks brilliant. Midfield looks great. Attack looks great. Yeah, no complaints again. Another really nice team. I think I said this to someone as well. I'm not sure about the double England attack because Denmark's obviously really solid defensively. So you could always maybe get someone else, maybe Bruno Fernandes instead of Saka. When he get 11 ball recoveries against France and conceded only 1, so I think he's decent for 4.5 million, and captained Maya after the screenshot. Nice. Again, pretty similar players. Looking good. A lot of people will look at Livakovic in goals. Thoughts on Juranovic? I think he's a good one. I think he'll play the 90 minutes based on the previous Croatian games. The right back always seems to get the 90 minutes. What would I do if I owned Eriksson and Szoboszlai? I would sell Szoboszlai and probably keep Eriksson. Sorry, I don't think I rated this. No, I did. Yeah, this one looks good. And Wemi's a very decent option, I think. Yeah, I get that Austria do look like a pretty decent defence. I think we mentioned it match day 1, they haven't conceded more than 1 goal in the last 2 years. So yeah, like it. Is that the same team? It is. Limitless 3 and Wildcard 5. So we've got I think this looks like one of the first non-wildcard teams. Nice. Again, looks good. Obviously, Guler could be a problem playing against Portugal. But again, if he's going to score wonder goals every match, he's not going to be a problem. And probably the goalkeepers would be the only other issue. Because Lunin was really poor and Stanek was really poor. How does captain work? Can you not put it on players that have already played? No, so basically you can put a captain today, and then tomorrow you can put another captain, but your captain from today will lose their points. Hoping Scotland win with a clean sheet tonight. Can see Steve Clarke getting the sack if we lose. I don't think he'll get the sack. I mean, yeah, I think the whole the idea is Scotland have made it to the Euros, isn't it? So I don't think he gets the sack. Kane or Havertz, who's better? Probably Havertz, in all honesty. I pick Havertz before I pick Kane. Kante and 4.5 million defender or Meyer and Fass? I go for Meyer and Fass. Don't I like Bernardo Silva over Bruno? Much more attacking yesterday. From what I've seen, a lot of Portuguese fans hated Bernardo Silva yesterday. So I think I would stick with Bruno. Personally. Basit Vora, let's see this team. I'm not too sure Grimaldo plays, so I'm not sure if you're on transfers or wildcard or what. I think I would wildcard this team if you've not, or if you have not made any moves yet. I would wildcard this team because I think Grimaldo should come out, Sells needs to come out, but obviously none of the goalkeepers are playing. So I would get both of these guys out. Grimaldo, Van Dijk, you could keep him if you were desperate, but I would probably not have him for match day 2. The same with DeMarco. Szoboszlai obviously not a great fixture. Mbappe injured, so I think if you're there, Basit, I would wildcard this team. if you've got the time to do that. Right, wildcard active and bench sorted by dates. 1 million in the bank. Any suggestions? No, mate. I think that looks great again. Vargas, great differential. Sesko, fantastic differential. Hanko, a great differential. Juranovic as well. I think that's got a lot of potential, that team. I like that one a lot. I'm hoping everyone is actually like in the stream that's sending teams in right now, otherwise I'm just liking posts and not replying to them. Right, Gabriel's team. Again, solid defence, good keepers, love the midfield, decent attack. No complaints there. I like it. Again, personally, for Matchday 2, wouldn't have Yamal, wouldn't have Griezmann, but I can see, obviously only with 2 transfers, why you've got them in, so that's fine. Looks good. Thoughts? No Croatia. I would go for a Croatian over Shah. I don't really get the hype for Shah. Watch him go and score now tonight, but yeah, I don't really think he's going to be that great. He doesn't really get too many ball recoveries. He doesn't play every game. You know, Switzerland could totally change their lineup and Shah would be the first one to come out for Elvedi. The rest looks good though. No, I like the rest. Liking the rest of the team. Thoughts? Great. Again, most of the players that we've seen already, and yeah, no complaints whatsoever. Like every single player on that team. Let's see, what's everyone saying in the chat? Would you say Trent's a keep or sell? I would just keep him if you're on transfers. I wouldn't sell him unless you're on a wild card, in which case I'm even considering him for my wild card, so yeah, I'd keep him. Debraj, should I sell Mbappe and Çalhanoğlu for Lukaku and Saka, or Jude and KDB? I'm not really too sure on what you're asking, but I would sell Mbappe and Çalhanoğlu, and I would get Lukaku. If that makes sense. Best Mbappe replacement: Ronaldo, Kane, or Lukaku. I like Dovbyk. Dovbyk looks good. Havertz looks good. And you can even go big differential and go for maybe Sesko, Mitrovic, Mbolo. Best keeper on Limitless. Best keeper combo. Probably Livakovic, definitely. And then I can't remember who I put in my Limitless team. I might have put one of the 4 million goalkeepers, but I'll go for Livakovic anyway. I'm not really too sure on the other one. What about Widmer? Widmer's a good option. If you really want to double up on the Swiss. If I was to pick 2 Swiss players, it would be Akanji and Widmer. Right, I'll do a couple more teams than now, and then I'll come back to it because I want to try to sort my own team out. So I'll do 3 more. Do you know this? I think this is basically what I've got, other than you've got Havertz, Musiala, Trent. Oh no, you've got Livakovic. Yeah, there's a couple of differences to this. I like this one a lot. That looks really nice. It's actually kind of what I want. What are the differences? So he's got Havertz. Who's your captain for the... Have you got a captain for the 3rd day? I don't think there's a captain in there for the 21st. So I'd maybe swap Havertz to... I'd maybe swap Havertz over to Dovbyk or someone for a captaincy. Wildcard 2, Limitless 3. Nice team again. classic triple Portugal, classic triple Germany, the classic triple Belgium. Livakovic, love it. Pence, love it. Widmer, great player. Baumgartner, again, I think I've already said I do slightly prefer Sabitzer. And Kramaric is a decent one. Who's playing striker for... Is it Petkovic playing striker? I would maybe go for Petkovic instead. I think Kramaric is playing left wing. So it's up to you. I don't know what the prices are like, but he'd be a massive differential if that done well. Mbappe, Tchouameni and Van de Ven to Lukaku, Wirtz and Vardiel. I would do that. That looks good. That looks like a good move. Right, well, this will be the last team and then I'll come back to it. FPL Ched. Got the double 4 million goalkeepers. Lovely defence. Lovely midfield. Lovely attack. Love it. No complaints. So what... This looks quite similar to mine. So what have we got? So we get Havertz instead of Dovbyk, Meyer instead of Gundogan, and Gehi instead of the other one that I've got, Stanisic. Right. So I might get rid of Stanek and go for the Serbian keeper instead. Because I think he's probably more likely to play. Like, I'm not saying Stanek, for anyone who does have Stanek, isn't going to play in the next match. I just thought he was really poor yesterday, and it could potentially be replaced. That's my only reasoning there. Because obviously it was a bit up in the air on who is going to be, who was the goalkeeper for Czech Republic before the match day started. I don't like only having one Croatian in here, which is one of the problems I'm having. Do I maybe get rid of Wirtz? If I get rid of Wirtz, then I've got more money to upgrade. Maybe upgrade a keeper to Livakovic, and that can be my double Croatian defence. Who would I rather have? Pence or probably that way. If I was to get Livakovic in, then I've got the double Croatia. Then if I was to pick Mayer, midfield, I've got 5 million to get another defender, which is basically the exact same situation I was in. So do I want Mayer and Livakovic, or do I want Wirtz and Pence? I think I'd rather just have Wirtz and Pence. Let me head over to my shortlist again quick. This has got to be like the hardest decision ever, and it's one player. So, midfielders that I'd actually want to get is going to be this guy, this guy, maybe that's it. Strikers, I would be interested in Bolo, be interested in Havertz. Maybe just go for Gahey. Gahey in defence gives me 0.5, which I don't know if I'd really use. I guess I could go for Vardiol instead of Sotalo actually. Go for that. Sotalo, Stanisic and Stanek for Rakovic, Gahey and Vardiol. By the way, I'm gonna be absolutely fuming if Meyer does really well, because I really want him and I just can't get him in. How was Meyer for ball recoveries in the first day? I imagine not too great, because he plays right wing. 3 points. 5 ball recovery? Oh, no, I really want to get him. Oh. I want to have Gundogan, so I think if I was to get rid of someone, it'd be Wirtz. So I think Gundogan, he does well even if he doesn't really get much. But Wirtz scores goals. No, I think I'm going to stick with what I've got. Unless I went without Jude. Meyer. Then it's the captaincy for the 21st. But I also need a captaincy for the 20th. I mean, I've got Gahey there, but a couple people talking about Kufal. I think he could be decent. Did he get a lot of ball recoveries yesterday? I think he done quite well, and he was on for a good thing if they kept a clean sheet against Portugal. An assist. And it's a must win for Czech Republic as well, isn't it? Do you know what? I might as well gamble. I think the fact that I've done so bad in matchday 1 makes me think I've got to pick a couple of out there players that not a lot of people are going to have. So that would mean him back down to Sotalo. So who's actually a differential here? Because realistically it's only Kufal and Dovbyk, isn't it? So do I want to go for more? Gundo and Sotalo or Vardiol and Wirtz? It would probably be Vardiol and Wirtz, wouldn't it? I think. But I don't know, because I really like Gundogan. Gundogan and Wirtz. You're in the same position as me. I don't know if I want to get rid of which one I want to get rid of yet. Juranovic or Vardiol? I'd go for Vardiol. Kante's a good pick. What did Kante get? Obviously he picked up man of the match, but he's not really going to be there for attack and returns. I think it probably is a good pick, he's just a bit boring. 9 points? Wow. Gahey and Vardiol or Kufal. See, when you look at it like that, it doesn't look like a good move. Need to remember my bench as well. Right, I'm just going to play about with some things now. Hold on. Bear with me. So I've got one player on the 20th of June and it's going to be him. If I want a captain for this day, kind of want to go for a, who's Slovenia and Serbia got? Anyway, I can go for a humongous differential. Slovenia. So Sesko, but I don't really want to pick Sesko because I like my attack. Who got the most points? Janza scored. Kornichnik. Nah. Serbia. Vlahovic, Mitrovic again, trying to pick strikers. It's too hard, isn't it? Maybe I just go for Trent, and that's a captaincy. Nah, do you know what? I'm just gonna go for Jude, and stick it in that. I think. Leave it like that. Rakovic has to come in for Pence. Old team better. John, thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Kanji or Vardy? I'd go a Kanji. I know the Stanisic benching's a pain. Cause I still want the double Croatia defence. Oh God. Is anyone else in the same situation as me, or is everyone just watching this with a happy team? If I downgraded Bellingham to Saka, Saka still got 6 points in the last game with an assist. And I've got a free mil to upgrade Pence to Vlahovic, which I actually quite like, so I'll maybe go for that. Thoughts on Saka, everyone? Happy team, yeah. So it's just me then. Rank these three: Baumgartner, Meyer, Vargas. I go Meyer, Vargas, then Baumgartner. Happy with my team, but there's so many players I want. I think that's kind of where I'm at. Gareth's got a happy team. Annoyed now. Resting easy knowing that whoever I pick's not scoring points again. Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. I'm going to confirm this team because I quite like the idea of Sack. Like, yeah, I'm going to go for this. And then I get him in for him. Confirm. Right, am I sticking with this? I think I'm going to stick with this because I like this. I've got the double Croatia defence that I wanted. Big differential in Kufal. Saka is still a decent captaincy. Right, that's it. Done. I'm sticking with it with Mittelstadt as the captaincy as well. So that's the final team, I think. I'm sticking on that. I think everything's okay with subs in that. I think it's got enough differentials that can do quite well. And enough players. 20 second. Cool. And we've got captaincies, so we've got Mittelstadt, Saka, Dovbyk, Ronaldo. Cool. Right, done. Let's read some chat and then I'll go back onto some teams because we've only got 20 minutes till kick off. So Max's is always also struggling with a wildcard team. Spartans, as I said, I'm playing, but I personally wouldn't take Bellingham out for Saka. Don't say that. Do you know what? I'm doing it. I'm gonna do it because as much as Bellingham's good, I thought Saka also had a really good game. So if Bellingham does well, he does well. It's fine. As long as Livakovic keeps a clean sheet. I'd be more happy knowing I've got the double Croatia defence than having Bellingham over Saka. Like it, except for Dovbyk, I'm understandably less keen on Ukraine now. That's fair. Gundogan or Wirtz? If I had to pick one, it'd be Gundogan. But it's a 50-50 at the end of the day. Am I doing a watch along? No, I'm going to end the stream in about 15 minutes. But I'll be on Twitter if anyone has any questions or anything. I have 7 players for the 22nd of June. See, that is probably a bit of an issue because obviously you can't sub them out if they don't do well. But at the end of the day, the triple Portugal and the triple Belgium looks too good. So right, I'm gonna go look at the rest of these teams. Hopefully, yeah, I don't think there's too many more. Jarvis, what transfers do you suggest making? Possibly a chip. Mbappe, I would get out. Jorginho, I would get out. The rest, I think you could probably stick with. Ideally, Szoboszlai, Verbruggen, DeMarco, probably the 3, and Eriksen. But I think you can get away with keeping them. Mbappe, I think, definitely has to go, and I'd probably any of the other guys, I think. Thoughts on this wildcard draft? Nice. Love it. Again, couple of good differentials in there. Rakovic, Kufal, Vargas, Sabitzer. Love this one. And, okay, I think we're good. If anyone has any more, just send them in while we head to the deadline. Yeah, I'm content now. I've got the double Croatia instead of the triple Croatia. Again, I'm still going to be raging if Meyer does well here. Oh, I just realised they changed over to the ball recoveries and I missed it. Oh well. Mittelstadt or Rudiger with Limitless? Probably Mittelstadt. Who's better, Sabitzer or Baumgartner? Personally, I prefer Sabitzer. Tiggy, hey, how are you doing? Who's your captain? Akanji, Abisher or Mittelstadt? I'm going for Mittelstadt. It's up to you. I wouldn't go for Abisher. I would be between Mittelstadt and Akanji. I would go for Mittelstadt. Is Mbappe going to play? It looks like he's ruled out for this week. At least. Possibly the group stages. Let me just make sure everything's okay with this. Dates. Yeah, we're fine. We're good. Let's hope for a better match day too, eh? Assuming Scotland win 3-0 tonight, yeah, of course. What's your preferred scoreline for Germany-Hungary? Obviously, if Germany batter Hungary 5-0 or something tonight, then we've got a decent chance. So yeah, I'd like Germany are long gone. No one was ever finishing first instead of Germany. So hopefully Germany can batter Hungary with a Mittelstadt hat-trick. Pickford or Livakovic? I go for Livakovic. I'm doing Wirtz captain, carried me match day 1 and he'll do it again. Fair. Understandable. Vardiol or Sotalo? If money isn't an issue, I'd go Vardiol. Lukaku or Griezmann? I'd go Lukaku. Cancelo or someone else. For 6 million, I'd go for Cancelo. If you're on a limitless, I'd have Cancelo on your team. I'm trying to think if I was to go back down to the 4 million goalkeeper, I could get Vardiol and have an extra half mil, but I don't really know what I would do with that. I guess Trent over Kufal, but I'm sticking with that. Team's locked. David Moyes for Scotland. If things don't do well, hoping for us to see out a hard game tonight. Punt up the park, hope for the best. Also, would you captain Havertz or Musiala? I would captain... Oh, it's a tough one. I would captain Musiala. There's always the chance that Havertz gets subbed for Fulkrug early. By the looks of things, Wirtz gets subbed for Sané more often than Musiala does, so I'd go for Musiala. Am I using wildcard? I'm using wildcard, yeah. Had a rough match day 1 as well. Can't get any worse for match day 2. Exactly. 45 points in match day 1. If anyone hasn't seen it, this is what we got on. I never had a single successful captain. Even if I had Wirtz in captain, I still would have switched it. But literally it went from Mittelstadt 3 points to DeMarco 2 points to Van Dijk 3 points to Mbappe 4 points to Bruno Fernandes 3 points. No Jude over Bruno. Nah, it's a fair move, but I like Bruno's fixture a lot better than Jude's. Pavlovic of Serbia. I don't think Pavlovic is going to start. I always thought it was going to be Milinkovic-Savic that started in goals, but by the looks of things, it's going to be Rakovic. I think Pavlovic looks like he's the... Oh no, Pavlovic isn't the goalkeeper. Pavlovic is the centre back. Sorry, I've totally just rambled on about nothing there. Where is Pavlovic? He actually looked like a baller, by the way, against England. How's the ball recovery? 7. I guess if I was picking a Serbian defender, he's probably the one I would pick, yeah. Took Maya over Musiala. Pressure's on you. Yeah. I'm gonna be so annoyed, and he will score, by the way. So if you're debating going for Maya, then do it, because I haven't, and it seems to be anyone I'm not going for does really well. Wirtz or Musiala captain. It depends who gets the more minutes, and obviously we can't predict that. So for me, I would go Wirtz, based on how well Switzerland done off the left-hand side against Germany. That's my whole thing. So I would go Wirtz, but Musiala could end up playing more often. Reckon it's worth downgrading Vardiol to Satalo to afford Musiala over Wirtz? I wouldn't, nah. Either way, they're all 50-50 picks. Like, Vardiol and Satalo's essentially the same player. Wirtz and Musiala, again, essentially the same player. It's just, whatever happens, happens. Vargas or Sabitzer, down to my last headache. I mean, they're both big differentials. I think I would go for Sabitzer. I'm not sure, though. It's a 50-50. I think Sabitzer could be in penalties, which could be a... maybe not penalties. Can't actually remember if he's on penalties or not. I would go for Sabitzer. Vargas doesn't take set pieces. Would I go for Ronaldo and Vardiol for... Would I go Ronaldo and Vardiol for Mbappe, DeMarco, or Havertz, Saka? Havertz and Saka for... I like the first one. I would go for Ronaldo and Vardiol for Mbappe and DeMarco. That looks good. Will I choose... will I change having Jota Clue for Sky next season? I don't know. I might keep it. I quite like that one. Saka or Xhaka. That's a big change in price. I think if you can free up 3 million for the rest of your team, I'd be happy enough to go for Xhaka, but obviously you've got to pick Saka there. If I have Mbappe on the bench injured, my final score can be affected for having an injured player. Yeah, I would just transfer out Mbappe. If it's a -4, I would take the -4. Griezmann or Dovbyk? I'd go for Dovbyk this round. Griezmann I do like for matchday 3 though. I think Wirtz gets subbed last game because the match was over. Fair. Sadly. Vargas is on corners without Shaqiri. I do think Shaqiri plays this game though. I think the fact he's missed the full 90 minutes, he's still very important for Switzerland, so I think he will play. Double Croatia defence or have Jude. That's literally what I had 5 minutes ago. I've decided to go for the double Croatia defence and then get Saka instead. I've got Wirtz, Musiala and Mittelstadt. Do I get Havertz in instead? No, I would just keep it that way, I think. Yeah, I think those guys can do really well, and I think there's a lot of good striker options, Cameron. Tiggy, who should I captain today? Akanji, Abishar or Mittelstadt? I would go for Mittelstadt, Tiggy. Same as me. I think Akanji's probably the second option there. I wouldn't go for Abishar. So jealous on that Meyer pick that I'm maybe picking him over Bruno. Wow. Oh, I really want him. It's so annoying. I wish I could just have 4 defenders and then pick 6 midfielders. Saka or Meyer? It would be Saka because of the captaincy. I think if I didn't need an England captain, I wouldn't have an English player in my team, and I would definitely have Meyer instead. Can't wait to start building my limitless matchday 3 team immediately. Exactly. That chip is getting activated as soon as. Personally, I don't understand the defender captain. Clean sheet would only net you 3 points over a midfielder. If you were to stick with the captain, you would need a clean and a return just to hit 10. Yeah, but if he gets a clean sheet and he gets a return, then the chances are he gets man of the match as well. And then you're talking captaincy, it's 20 plus points. Plus, Mittelstadt can easily get attack and returns the same way Wirtz and Gundogan can. And he gets ball recoveries. Akanji, Juranovic or DeMarco? It'd be Akanji for me. Only thinking about the 4 million goalkeeper. There's loads to pick from. Like, Serbia's got the best chance of a clean sheet out of the 4 million goalkeepers, so I'd go for Rakovic. Pence has also got a decent chance with Austria. But yeah, there's loads. Vardiol to Dumfries or Vardiol. I would get. Ooh. I would go for Dumfries out. I would keep DeMarco. I think that's going to be a low scoring game, Spain, Italy. Any around 7 million striker ideas? Sesko, Mitrovic, Havertz, Dovbyk, Embolo as well. Who to captain? Wirtz, Gundogan or Mittelstadt? Same as me. I go for Mittelstadt. Meyer captain as well. That'll be good if that pays off. Not for me. I will be crying in the corner. Juranovic or Sotalo? I go for Sotalo for the ball recoveries. What do I think of Trippier? I don't think Trippier's worth the 6 mil. I think there's a lot better options. 6 minutes. It's 4 minutes now, but yes. Best of luck, guys. Juranovic or Sotalo? Definitely Sotalo. Nah, Spain are smashing Italy. That'd be crazy if so. But I think Italy are good defensively, and I think Spain look fantastic, mind you, but yeah. What about Stanek? I'm not too sure if Stanek will play. Like, obviously he does look like he's the number 1 keeper, but he played awfully against Portugal last night, so that's why I don't really like him. Akanji, Juranovic, DeMarco. I go Akanji. Right, we've got one last team here. I know it doesn't really mean much that we've got 3 minutes left, but yeah, I don't have any complaints about it. That looks Great. It looks pretty much like the team I had, although you went for... He's got Meyer and Bellingham instead of Bruno and Saka and Juranovic. Nice. I like it. I think we're basically heading into the deadline now. Asma, thank you for coming. Good luck to you as well. Right, I think we're going to head off, answer a couple more questions. What do you think of Triple Germany attack? I like it. I think it could be a really good one. They've got a good chance of scoring a lot of goals. Savio, best of luck for you as well. Yeah, I think we're going to head off now. Go and watch the game. And pray that Meyer doesn't do anything, because I'm going to be fuming if he does. Right, thank you guys all for coming out. Best of luck to everyone for Matchday 2. Hopefully it's better than Matchday 1. Yeah. So cheers for coming. See you all after.